On the first day of Christmas, boxing gave to me
The FBI up Dana White's side.
On the fourth day of Christmas, boxing gave to me Crawford sold his soul.
It was a smart idea.
On the 11th day of Christmas, boxing gave to me
Eddie's still a pussy.
Max is such a tampon.
I am gay and I am happy.
And I'm curious, man, as a boxing fan myself, when I see Terence say "f you" to the WBC because they want so much money, I feel for the boxer. I never really kind of understand the sanctioning fees and all that. Are you just going to come in fresh?
Here's what we're doing. You know, you have people that are crying and bitching about us expanding the Ali Act.
Very vocal in boxing.
Most of those people are the problem. Okay.
Oscar De La Hoya just went full savage this Christmas, trolling Crawford, Max Kellerman, Ryan Garcia, Joshua, and the entire boxing world with his hilarious holiday diss track. Taking his trolling to a whole new level, Oscar De La Hoya went after everyone in boxing, leaving no mercy for prominent figures. Even though Crawford is retired, he mocked him for selling his soul to Turki Al-Sheikh. He also reflected on past moments, taking a fiery jab at Joshua versus Jake Paul and insisting it was all part of Jake Paul's hype. His hilarious way of signing everything only adds another layer of fun to this Christmas diss track.
And the FBI up Dana White's ass. On the 7th day of Christmas, boxing gave to me
Oliak under attack. Endless Haney lawsuits. Brian Ryan after Rollies.
Crawford sold his soul.
It was a smart idea.
Bamlanga steak and diamonds. Canelo stuck in quicksand.
And the FBI up Dana White's ass. On the 8th day of Christmas, boxing gave to me
Jake Paul equals ratings. Oliak under attack. Endless Haney lawsuits. Brian Ryan after Rollies.
Crawford sold his soul.
It was a smart idea.
Bamlanga steak and diamonds. Canelo stuck in quicksand.
And the FBI up Dana White's ass.
While his feud continues with Ryan Garcia, Oscar De La Hoya took it up a notch in his fun Christmas diss track, calling him Rye Baby after the Rolly Romero loss. He didn't stop there, he went after Max Kellerman in an over-the-top roast, jokingly calling him a tampon, and even editing his footage with AI to claim Max is gay.
On the 9th day of Christmas, boxing gave to me
Chavez got deported. Jake Paul equals ratings. Oliak under attack. Endless Haney lawsuit. Brian Ryan after Rollies.
Crawford sold his soul.
It was a smart idea.
Bamlanga steak and diamonds. Canelo stuck in quicksand.
And the FBI up Dana White's ass. On the 10th day of Christmas, boxing gave to me
Max is such a tampon.
I am gay and I am happy.
Chavez got deported. Jake Paul equals ratings. Oliak under attack. Endless Haney lawsuit. Brian Ryan after Rollies.
Crawford sold his soul.
It was a smart idea.
Bamlanga steak and diamonds. Canelo stuck in quicksand.
And the FBI up Dana White's.
As everyone knows, Oscar De La Hoya has long been a rival of Dana White, and he took a moment to troll him over the recent fixing scandal under FBI investigation. He also mocked Eddie Hearn, making derogatory comments, sending a clear message to everyone he roasted. He genuinely doesn't care about them.
On the 11th day of Christmas, boxing gave to me
Eddie's still a pussy. Max is such a tampon.
I am gay and I am happy.
Chavez got deported. Jake Paul equals ratings. Oliak under attack. Endless Haney lawsuit. Brian Ryan after Rollies.
Crawford sold his soul.
It was a smart idea.
Bamlanga steak and diamonds. Canelo stuck in quicksand.
And the FBI up Dana White's ass. On the 12th day of Christmas, boxing gave to me
Clapback gives you facts. Eddie's still a pussy. Max is such a tampon.
I am gay and I am happy.
Chavez got deported. Jake Paul equals ratings. Oliak under attack. Endless Haney lawsuit. Brian Ryan after Rollies.
Crawford sold his soul.
It was a smart idea.
Bamlanga's fake as diamonds. Canelo stuck in quicksand.
And the FBI up Dana White's ass.
Meanwhile, the situation on Dana White's side isn't calm either. He has criticized figures like Oscar De La Hoya, who he sees as major obstacles in boxing. With his Muhammad Ali Act expansion, White aims to revitalize the sport, but promoters like De La Hoya and others are standing in his way. He challenged them to stay on their feet and see how long they can last. Despite the drama, Dana White remains firm in his stance, determined to push forward with the Muhammad Ali Act and refusing to back down.
Here's what we're doing. You know, you have people that are crying and bitching about us expanding the Ali Act.
Very vocal in boxing.
Most of those people are the problem. okay? The ones that are big. And let me ask you a question. Why are options a bad thing for fighters? I want to see all the like De La Hoyas of the world and all these guys stay under the current Ali Act and run your business. No, nothing's going to change. Do whatever you want. And then I'm going to run mine under the expanded version of the Ali Act. Even the promoters have options, right? I want to see how many of them actually stay in the Ali Act as it sits today and run their business.
Challenging Oscar De La Hoya and Eddie Hearn, Dana White urged them to stay in the Muhammad Ali Act as long as they can, warning that things are moving at lightning speed. While he sympathizes with Terence Crawford criticizing sanctioning bodies, he believes the champ deserves to speak his mind. Taking a critical jab at Eddie Hearn, White reminded everyone that Hearn constantly complains, despite not even being covered under the Muhammad Ali Act. With a fierce warning, Dana White made it clear that nothing can stop him from making the changes he wants.
Eddie Hearn, the fuck's he crying about? He's not even under the Ali Act, right? I mean, he's in England. He doesn't even have to deal with the Ali Act unless he does stuff in America. So he can stay in that version of the Ali Act too. I mean,
he's been quite vocal.
Well, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure out what's going on here.
Yeah.
They know, and they should know. They know.
While Oscar De La Hoya has taken fiery shots at the Joshua versus Jake Paul fight, insisting it was more about Paul's hype than the actual matchup, recent remarks from Joe Rogan have added fuel to the fire. Rogan praised Paul's performance against Anthony Joshua, noting that facing someone returning after a decade-long absence from the ring was no small feat. He highlighted that if Paul weren't a YouTube star, he might have earned even more respect for his courage. While acknowledging that Paul's choice of opponents can be debated, Rogan emphasized that stepping into the ring and taking on such challenges is undeniably brave.
Look, that guy did great for someone who's been boxing for like less than a decade. He has had no real professional opponents other than Tommy Fury that were legitimate world-class boxers.
I don't even remember what happened in the Tommy.
He lost a close decision, but it was a good fight. It was a good fight, though. He's a good boxer. If he wasn't a YouTuber, people would be way more impressed with him.
Yeah.
The problem is he was like a famous kid, and then no one took him seriously.
Yeah.
But
and then he started too with like more spectacle-ish fights. People were like, "Oh, this is you." He fought, Nate Robinson, like a basketball player.
But the thing is, he knocked Nate Robinson
knocked him
dead,
the fuck out,
and it's the way he did it that I was trying to tell people. I'm like, no, that was skillful.
Joe Rogan also praised Jake Paul's performance against Anthony Joshua, noting that he landed heavy punches up until the 6th round, showing both determination and skill. In Rogan's view, Paul's performance was a true display of his boxing intelligence and abilities. He even dubbed Jake Paul a Greek god, highlighting how Paul has built immense hype around himself while proving to be a well-prepared and formidable competitor in the ring.
So like there's like boxing matches where you see two guys just slugging it out, one guy lands a punch, and yeah, he landed a good punch. What Jake did is he slid back and landed a punch.
Yeah.
It's like the athleticism along with the intelligence, the technique. I'm like, he's not even doing it that long. And he's also hyper competitive, even though he's wealthy.
Yeah.
Like you would assume that wealth would take away your drive for
But
competition.
it hasn't, yeah.
He's also nuts, right? Just
Yeah.
the fact that he's willing to fight the 2-time heavyweight champion, former Olympic gold medalist.
Yeah.
A guy who's gigantic in his prime, built like a Greek god.
Yeah.
And you're going to stand, and he's a one-punch killer. And you're going to stand in front of that guy, and he avoided shots till the 6th round. He just started getting tired.
All of this explains why Oscar De La Hoya believes the Joshua versus Jake Paul fight was more about hype than a true competitive matchup. Paul landed heavy punches and showed determination, while Joe Rogan praised his resilience through the 6th round, even calling him a Greek god for building hype and proving himself as a prepared competitor. Rogan said Paul should be proud of his performance, while noting both fighters likely understood the outcome. He lauded Joshua as gigantic for dominating the bout, but admitted he rooted for Paul to hold his ground. For Oscar, the fight mainly elevated Jake Paul's profile and ranking.
Yeah.
I think he went into that fight knowing that was probably going to happen.
Yeah.
And ultimately, the big win for him would be that he was even willing to do it and that he could do well for a little bit.
For a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, and then eventually just deal with the fact that Anthony Joshua is going to connect with a bomb.
Yeah.
And breaks his jaw in 2 places.
Yeah. And
He's fucked. His jaw's wired shut now. He lost teeth.
See, I mean, he made it to the 6th round.
Yeah.
Pretty wild.
Did they put your teeth back in when they pop out like that, or are they gone forever?
I don't know. I don't know, but this shit's wired shut for like 6 weeks now.
Yeah, you got to eat nothing but protein shakes. Bro.
Oof.
I mean, look, it's a crazy world. The thing is that I would hope that he recognizes is right now he's doing great.
Meanwhile, Oscar De La Hoya didn't hold back on Terence Crawford, mocking his so-called greatness and criticizing him for relying on flashy announcements to dodge major fights. He went even further, claiming that throughout Crawford's career, he's only genuinely defeated 2 legitimate opponents, questioning the authenticity of his achievements in the boxing world. In response, Bernie fired back at Oscar De La Hoya, pointing out the flaws in Oscar's own career. While he has beaten notable fighters, he also suffered losses to legends like Shane Mosley. For Bernie, this only highlights the lingering animosity in boxing toward Crawford. Oscar, long a rival of Canelo, seems unable to celebrate Crawford's victories, making his criticism appear personal. With a resume arguably weaker than Crawford's, Oscar comes across as a hypocrite, exposing that his attacks are less about boxing and more about personal bias and old grudges.
I don't know why they upset. I would think he'd be mad because he hates Canelo, so I thought he'd be mad. I think I'd be glad that Canelo got his ass whipped or that he got beat, but obviously not. Probably his hair.
That's probably why he's giving him credit for one of those 2. You know what I mean? Like,
but to say that he beat 2 good fighters is crazy, because if you look over Oscar De La Hoya's resume, he beat some really good fighters, but let me see, his best wins was I Corte, which is a close fight. He pulled it out with a drop in the last round. He was trained out, he didn't get the victory. Shane Mosley, he lost to Mosley twice.
As the comeback buzz grew, Greg Hackett weighed in with his analysis, digging deeper into the situation. He points out that any fighter with kids can't simply walk away from the sport. With Turkey declaring that the job's not done and insisting there's no retirement for Bud, Hackett emphasizes the significance of this moment. In his view, Crawford isn't stepping away for good. He's preparing for his next fight, and fans should expect him to return to the ring sooner rather than later.
It ain't nothing like a boxing check. That's first of all. Ain't nothing like that. 2, Bud got. I think Bud got too many kids to be retiring right now. Not saying he can't take care of his kids. Not saying he didn't be smart with his money, because that's where people start going with it. Like, yo, like Bud invested his money. Great, he know what he doing. This and that. You don't know what you're talking about. I was never shooting at his pockets. My reason for saying that is, anybody that got kids, it's never enough. You feel me? It's never enough, as you know. So when it comes to boxing, him being the fighter that he is, he gon' if you give him a reason, he's gonna find a way back in that ring, bro.
Giving his verdict, Greg Hackett believes Crawford could return to the ring within 6 months to 2 years. Regarding potential opponents, Hackett notes that anyone who steps up during this period could be in contention, but he specifically points to Jaron Boots Ennis as a likely matchup. Commenting on one of Turki Al-Sheikh's tweets with a broken-hearted emoji after Crawford's brief retirement announcement, Greg interprets it as a clear signal of Turki's plan. He adds that anyone who thinks Turki's strategy has been disrupted is mistaken. The promoter will make sure Crawford's comeback fight happens.
Whoever is the guy in the next 2 years, meaning, let's say Boots beat like
Virgil.
He beat Fundora. He beat Virgil. He beat Fundora, and then he beat somebody like Yo-Yo Hernandez. It's gonna be like, oh shit. You know what I mean, he gonna be one of the guys. So then it's like, all right, well, what would it be worth for Bud to come back? Bud might make way more than what he just made. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that.
What do you get out of the Turki Al-Sheikh putting that emoji, broken heart type of emoji online?
Oh, I mean, if I would have saw it, I guess to me that means that, damn, I had plans. I mean, now I can't do the things I want to do.
At the same time, Anthony Joshua has taken heavy criticism for his performance against Jake Paul, but Johnny Nelson has stepped in to defend him. Nelson believes Joshua did everything he could in the fight, facing an opponent who had clearly lost some sharpness on his feet and seemed to lack the focus and determination to truly compete. According to Nelson, generating excitement in a fight requires going for the knockout and driving the action, and he feels Joshua executed that approach perfectly, showing both skill and intent despite the outcome.
Anthony Joshua couldn't have done any more. When you get in the ring with somebody that is constantly trying to just survive and run, you can't do anything about it. Our sport is built up of journeymen, like what Jake Paul did. He's trying to survive, he's not trying to engage. And so therefore, it's your job to cut him down and catch up to him. I think Anthony Joshua it was basically open to a lot of criticism because this guy didn't come to engage. If he came to engage, then it would have been a completely different story. And I understand the frustration of the general public when they're saying they should knock him out in 1 to 2 rounds. I get that because Jake Paul has been brilliant at annoying and getting under the skin of everybody, which you really in our sport, if you can evoke emotion from the fans, you're doing a great job.
Johnny Nelson explained that Anthony Joshua wasn't just aiming to knock out Jake Paul. That wasn't the ultimate goal. In his view, Joshua's performance served as a reality check for Paul, who was clearly overmatched stepping into the ring against a heavyweight of Joshua's caliber. The fight exposed Paul's weaknesses, with many calling it the worst showing of his career. According to Nelson, the real objective was to put Jake Paul in his place, and Joshua accomplished exactly that, demonstrating dominance, control, and a clear reminder of the gap between them.
So what Jake Paul did was got in the ring. I think he realised the task in hand when he stood there in that 22-foot ring. He sees an Adonis of a fighter, former world champion, Anthony Joshua in another corner, and that's when reality hit fiction. Everything he had in his head, everything he thought that he could possibly do, had disappeared, slipped out the ring with the cornermen, slipped out the ring, and he thought, wow, this is for real. And even a little jab that just gently missed him, you could see him thinking, what is this about? So it was a case of survival. And to me, I didn't want Anthony Joshua to knock him out, if I'm honest with you. I thought, you've got to make this kid have a reality check. And that's what he actually did, because Jake Paul himself said, I was shattered.
Terence "Bud" Crawford's retirement this week shocked many, but not Sean Porter. In a recent interview, he tells TMZ Sports, the boxing champion had been talking about hanging up the gloves for a long time. And now Oscar saying that Crawford actually sold out his soul seems complete joke, stemming from a deep-rooted hatred for the champion. And one thing is sure, this has definitely angered Crawford's fan. So, that is all for today. Drop your thoughts below. What do you think of the whole Crawford's retirement and comeback buzz? And how do you find Oscar De La Hoya's diss track where he unleashes not only Crawford, but all other prominent analysts and fighters in boxing? We want to hear your thoughts on Oscar's feud with Dana White too. Until then, keep watching Ring Rivalry for all the exclusive breakdown on boxing news. If you like the video, share it with a Crawford's fan, and do not forget to subscribe to the channel.